The 2026 Formula One regulations have been met with widespread skepticism from drivers, and the latest to join the growing chorus of criticism is none other than Lance Stroll. While the Canadian driver might not be the most respected figure on the grid, this time, many fans are finding themselves agreeing with his points. Stroll now joins a group that includes Lando Norris, Max Verstappen, and other drivers who have openly expressed their discontent with the upcoming 2026 cars. But here's the real question. Are the drivers stuck in a no-man's land, while certain team principals insist the FIA is heading in the right direction? And can these drivers do anything to push for changes that will keep fans excited about the sport? One thing is certain, the 2026 regulations are set to cause major drama in Formula One. And now, it's Lance Stroll making headlines. Yes, he has often been criticized for his privileged entry into F1 due to his father's ownership of the Aston Martin team. But this time, his arguments seem valid. According to Stroll, these new regulations are nothing more than a science project, with the FIA pursuing ideas that, in his words, just don't make practical sense. In a bold statement, Stroll elaborated, "We'll get a bit of an idea in the test and then in Australia. But the regulations, I think, are a bit sad. I've driven it in the sim, and that's why I'm a bit sad. It's a shame that in Formula One, we're talking about the path of electric energy, and we've had to take all the downforce off to support the battery power. It would just be fun to see some light, nimble, fast cars with lots of downforce, and just to simplify the whole thing a little bit. So, less of an energy battery championship science project and more of a Formula One racing championship." To understand why drivers like Stroll are frustrated, let's break down the upcoming 2026 regulations. At the heart of the rule, changes is electrification. The power units will become far more dependent on electric power, with battery output increasing from 120 kilowatts to a massive 350 kilowatt, 470 horsepower. This dramatic shift means drivers will have to rely far more on the electric side of the car than the internal combustion engine. And that raises serious concerns, particularly in scenarios where drivers might lose power at the end of a straight exactly when they need it most to pull off overtakes. Another major worry? Speed. Some experts believe that the 2026 cars could be 2 to 3 seconds slower per lap compared to today's machines. While safety is always paramount, fans and drivers alike are asking, why slow the cars down if it takes away the thrill of racing? There are some positive elements, like narrower chassis, that could improve overtaking opportunities. But with DRS being removed and active aerodynamics making a comeback, it remains unclear how teams will adapt. Another challenge comes with energy regeneration. Drivers will have to recharge the batteries under braking and then deploy that power on straights. But the risk is real. They could run out of battery in crucial moments, losing the chance to overtake at exactly the wrong time. The FIA hopes active aero will make racing more exciting. There will be 2 aero modes, X mode for drag reduction on straights, and Z mode for extra downforce in corners. While this is something drivers have wanted in the current era, there's still a lot of uncertainty around whether it will truly deliver better racing. Not surprisingly, criticism hasn't stopped from drivers like Lance Stroll. He added, "I don't love the idea of the new regulations, and I think a lot of drivers can agree on that, and I don't think some of them can talk about it for political reasons. It's exciting to think about cars that can scream a little louder, be lighter, and not just depend or focus so much on energy or batteries or the powertrain. That's not very racy." These comments might have been brushed aside if they came solely from Stroll, but other drivers are echoing similar concerns. Charles Leclerc, who is expected to lead Ferrari's battle against Mercedes and potentially Honda in the next era, isn't particularly thrilled either. While his team might benefit from engine dominance, he's not happy about the rest of the 2026 regulations. Adding to the heated discussion, Lando Norris shared his perspective on the 2026 cars. "Let's say it's not the most enjoyable race car I've driven so far, but we're still in a moment where the project is relatively new. My hope relies on the fact that it will evolve quite a bit in the next few months. But it's no secret that I think the regulations for next year are going to make it a lot less enjoyable for drivers to drive. So, yeah, I'm not a big fan of it for now, but it's the way it is. And at the end of the day, I think there is a challenge, and I would like the challenge of maximizing a very different car from what it is at the moment. But, do I enjoy it? Probably not." We also know that Max Verstappen has never been one to hold back when it comes to criticizing the FIA or Formula One. He's known for opposing almost every new regulation that feels like an unnecessary complication. Verstappen, much like Stroll, believes that the 2026 innovations aren't truly needed. If changes must be made, he argues, they should take inspiration from the raw, thrilling cars of the early 2000s sand era of pure racing that many fans still hold dear. Even former Red Bull team principal Christian Horner added fuel to the fire when he compared the new cars to a Frankenstein project, warning that teams will face enormous challenges adapting to the new technical demands. However, not everyone agrees with this criticism. Toto Wolff, Mercedes team principal and a man who wouldn't hesitate to bring Verstappen to his team if the chance arises, voiced his support for FIA president Mohammed Ben Sulayem and the direction Formula One is heading. Wolff believes that innovation is key, even if the drivers aren't thrilled right now. In his words, some cars have been good fun for the drivers to drive. Some tires have been good fun, others not. So, in a way, everybody will get used to it. Looking at simulations of today, it's very difficult to exactly know how it's going to be next year. It's a super challenging new regulation in making those energy levels last throughout the lap on some of the tracks. Clearly, at the moment, it's still challenging, but the pace of innovation is huge, and it's always been the case in Formula One. I believe that we're on the right trajectory, but Verstappen's doubts go beyond the technical regulations. F1 pundit Tom Coronel recently warned that Red Bull could be in trouble heading into 2026. With ongoing wind tunnel restrictions and growing concerns over its partnership with Ford, some believe the team may struggle to adapt to the new hybrid era. And if Red Bull can't deliver a competitive car, could Verstappen actually consider leaving? The possibility is starting to look very real. Meanwhile, the FIA hasn't ignored the backlash. Mohammed Ben Sulayem has stated loud and clear that work is underway behind the scenes to ensure both teams and drivers are satisfied. After all, a happy grid is crucial for the sport's success. One particularly exciting rumor is the potential return of V8 engines by 2029, a move that would thrill longtime fans of the sport. Ben Sulayem explained why this could happen. The current engine is so complicated, you have no idea, and it's costly. Research and development is reaching $200 million, and the engine costs approximately $1.8 to $2.1 million. So if we go with a straight V8, let's see. Many of the manufacturers produce V8s in their cars. So commercially, it's correct. To us, the V8 is happening with the teams. Now, I'm very optimistic and happy about it. Formula One management are supportive. The teams are realizing it the right way. Still, we can't overlook one critical fact: the drivers are unhappy with the current direction of Formula One. Yes, the new regulations have attracted major manufacturers like Audi, which is great for the sport, but the spirit of Formula One fast, lightweight, and thrilling racing must remain alive. The potential return of V8 engines would also come with cost considerations, from changes to transmissions to fuel adjustments. This is yet another challenge that the FIA will need to address. For now, it's up to the FIA to respond to the glove thrown down by drivers like Stroll, Verstappen, and Norris. But as things stand, it doesn't seem likely that their concerns will be addressed anytime soon. So, what do you think about all the criticism aimed at the 2026 regulations before they've even been implemented? And more importantly, where do you see drivers like Verstappen ending up if Red Bull can't keep up with the new era? Share your thoughts with us in the comments below. And once you're done, click on the next video that's appearing on your screen right now.